Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of Rehash the Rolls. I am your host, Nick Ortega, and our guests tonight will be Sarah and Braden, which we are so excited for. Before we get into our questions, reminder that we do have our next episode of Heroic Tales, Rosewood Hall, on this Friday at our normal time of 7 p.m. Mountain, 9 Eastern. And we are also going to have our normal schedule going forward with our Ready to Roll episode happening next week on Thursday. Aside from that, I think there's a one-shot coming up in a bit. Look on Discord for those details. Make sure you're paying attention there. There will be some things that are not regularly scheduled, but exciting. With announcements out of the way, let's take a look at the questions we have for our guests tonight. So first off, we'll have a question for both of you. This was asked of our guests last week, but the question was for everyone, so I think it's good. While it isn't party-wide knowledge yet, there is information coming to light that indicates the Dark Priestess might not be the true enemy of the party. Now, do you believe that? Do you believe the Dark Priestess is evil or not? And what do you think your character will think when information is more concretely presented, or will they find it likely, or do they think it's a deception? Yeah.
Sarah, you want to go ahead?
I don't think my character has thought much about the Dark Priestess. I don't think she's heard that much about this character. She kind of wonders why, if you're on the side of good, your name would be the Dark Priestess, maybe. But at the moment, she is reserving her judgment. She has no idea what to think about this Dark Priestess.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on what conversations are had leading up to it, because now, like, right now, you know that you're going to go meet her, but Galena
Possibly.
doesn't. At least that's what you were told, I think.
We were told we could come meet her. You never know what players are going to do till they do it.
Well, yes, true.
There's an invitation out there for us.
Yes. And if you discuss that with your party members, how many details you give to your companions and what conversations may happen, yeah, there could be a lot happening there. What about you, Sarah?
I have played in enough games with enough GMs that like to have the small, cute creature then try to eat you, and the big, scary creature turns out to be friendly, that I have no idea whether this Dark Priestess is going to be on the side of right or not.
Nice. Well, yeah, Braden.
Let's see. I was gonna say, like, I don't think she's necessarily evil. I don't think she's good necessarily, but just think. I honestly, I feel like she's kind of like Eladin in the way that he's not like necessarily evil per se, but he's definitely like, I just do me. I'm out for myself, and I feel maybe the Dark Priestess is kind of like that, except just like, Morpheus will destroy this world. Let's not have that happen, type of a thing. She's like, I live here. not destroy where I live. So go, my champions, go, type of a thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
So Corvette, though, I think he's when he hears kind of like the news of like the potential, the invitation to meet her, he's gonna want to do that. Well, with all the things that's going on, it's gonna be hard, but he would want to meet her, because he's like, there's enough stuff messing up my life as is. Might as well see who our employer is, so, and really judge based on that whether it's a good thing what we're trying to do or not. So I think that's what Corbett would think.
Yeah, okay. A lot of reserved judgment.
Also,
Judgment.
he's like, I've already had so many betrayals in my life. I mean, a betrayal for good, you know, like a bad person turning good. That's a good one. Let's go with that.
Yeah. I have been very vocal on this show before that I think that Morpheus is good, and therefore the Dark Priestess wants him back, and that's a good thing. But
Oh,
that'd be fun.
that'd be ridiculous if Patrick pulled that. Just full opposite.
So. Right. Well, hopefully we can really get some more light on that next session.
Yeah. There's too much happening in next session. Anyway, go ahead, Nick.
Just moving from there, for Braden, we talked previously about how Tian is alive, but we're a little bit dubious about his morals right now. What do you think of your other friends, Iona and Raela? Who are they still alive? Are they in trouble? Or
I have no clue, but let's see. I think they're alive. I don't think Patrick's completely wiped them off the map yet. I don't know. I feel like Tian is possibly. I think he's bad now, which is weird because he was an Asimar, but he's a fallen Asimar or something. And then I think like Iona and Rayla are like in prison somewhere, possibly, just because there's been no peep from them at all. So, and they would as Corvett's like friends and compatriots and kind of like his personal group from home, they would like definitely try and contact him if they knew he was in Ostrava. So
right.
Yeah, so I just think his best friends were like locked up somewhere. So
unless they also turned evil.
Yeah, unless they also turned evil, which I mean, I don't think they're all evil. I mean, that would be a shock, and that would be. I don't know what would happen to Corbett if that happened. He'd be like, you know, I don't care about anything anymore.
The girl you were interested tricked you into helping her advance her relationship with someone else. All your friends are evil. Your dad's a crook. Like, your gods have abandoned you.
I mean, he's like, you know, why do I care what other people think then? Just I'll do me too. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe he's like, screw all this. I don't care what happens. And then he'll go off on a journey. Never hear from him again. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awful, though.
Well,
he's a poor choice.
Patrick has
Darth Corbett. Heck yes, Lydia. Thank you. I love that. Darth Corbett all the way.
And I mean, Patrick is known to not necessarily be nice. Cool. Let's go back to Sarah. While everyone else has expressed their opinion on Silhana and her church in its current form, Galena has yet to express any thoughts. What are her thoughts on the dragon goddess of light?
Boy, that's actually kind of a tough question. I've been thinking about that in case that ever comes up in game. I
I guess.
don't think she has a lot of experience with that. She knows that, like, she went to the school of sorcery because you're supposed to, and so she went. And then she knows that the church has a lot of power and control, and she's just recently found out that her mother is possibly doing something that the church has told her not to, so that could possibly bring trouble to her family. But I don't think she has a lot of direct experience with the church, so her opinions on it are kind of going to be formed in game.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, for a bit there when you were saying not much experience, I was thinking about like the world lore kind of stuff, which I am admittedly not as up to snuff as I should be. How long has it been since like the Silhana v Morpheus stuff went down?
I believe it's 1,000 years.
Okay, yeah.
Patrick, correct us if it's wrong, but it's 1,000 years.
Yeah. So the church definitely has been established your whole life, but
right, it's kind of like history. So whether she believes or not, like, she's read up on all that history, she knows about the saints, she thinks, some of them have good ideas, and some of the stuff they say, it sounds like good things, but she doesn't have a lot of experience with the actual day-to-day running of it, bureaucracy, how is it put in action in the everyday people's lives.
Yeah. But what about Silhana herself? There's the church, there's the administration, there's the beliefs, but to Galena, who is Silhana?
Historical figure that she hasn't had any direct interaction with. So
all right.
Patrick will change that for you.
Yeah, you may like that answer and have some fun with it. Okay, back to Braden. Tatiana basically told Corvette that she wanted nothing to do with him. So how long is...
Rip out my heart, Patrick.
How long has their relationship been like this? And what is he now thinking about the prospect of spending the entire next day watching over her?
Okay, so it's definitely been like their relationship has been really tense like that for like the past decade, I'd say. Like when they've really kind of matured and entered like their teenage years and kind of really knew what was going on, what the implications meant of Corbett being asymmer, their father just doting on him, but even though Tatiana's supposed to be the heir, kind of ignoring her and pushing her to the side. So that was definitely like teenage years, like that's when all the friction started. But obviously their father doted on Corvette when they were all like super young. And so it's been about a decade or so, maybe 12 years. With Corvette realizing knowing he's gonna just try and be by Tatiana's side the whole next day. He's like not gonna let what happened to me happen to you. Like, I don't care if you hate me. I am protecting you. Like, no one deserves to go through what I did. And so that's his feelings on it. Me, Braden here, I have no idea how in the world I'm going to convince Tatiana to do that. So how Corbett's going to do that. So I'm like, I've been thinking like all week trying to figure out what's a good reason she would buy for Corbett to hang out with her for one day. And nothing's come. So we'll see. We'll see in game what happens.
Yeah. I really have no comment on the situation there, but it will be interesting. On a similar vein, another question, Braden. Daddy Evil, Conrad, mentioned his intentions to make Corvette his heir instead of Tatiana. There definitely is, as we just talked about, some tension between Corvette and Tatiana. Would Corvette rather be the boyar in place of Tatiana, even if it's unorthodox, and comes from the machinations of his father?
No. That is a hard pass.
How many of those things and what beyond those things make you say no?
His father's the number one. It's like, no. Spite him. But to, like, he really, like, even with, like, all, like, their disagreements or just, like, not really being friends growing up, like, he doesn't want to hurt Tatiana. Like, he's like, you are my sister still. Like, I still care for you and want good things for you. So, like, I'm not gonna get in the way of what you have grown up and meant to be. So he's not gonna do anything to try and like push her aside and stuff. Like, he's always known or felt like he'd have influence or like be a participant in whatever kind of nobility stuff that happens on with, you know, the different regions of the empire and stuff. But he was like, he's never thought he would be the boyar over Tatiana. And so that's just not what he wants. And he does enjoy the finer things of life, but he doesn't like crave that power that comes with it necessarily. So as like a person himself, he still wouldn't want to over his sister. But for personal reasons, he absolutely will not and does not want that to happen because he's like, no, screw you, Dad, go away.
And I guess, you know, I don't feel like there's a ton that your dad can do to force that, short of like things that are directly threatening Corvette.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Blackmail on your family, or just like, I'll kill my own daughter if it means that I get my way.
It's like, no, you crazy?
Could he not just disown her or banish her? Sorry, I don't know how the inheritance system works.
I would figure he'd need a reason for it.
But even if he drummed one up, what's to stop you from re-enfranchising her once you're the boyar?
This guy, right here. It's like, all right, I'm the boyar. Bye, Dad. Tatiana, you be the boyar. I'll go just do whatever I want now. Bye.
Answering.
Of course, then you got to get her to accept.
Okay, and I guess it sounds like the Archmatriarch is the person who's kind of like, again, in charge of like, yes, we approve of that, or no, we don't. So, very interesting. Poor Daddy Evil. Poor Daddy Evil. Nobody likes him.
Sure, poor Daddy Evil. More like poor Corvette.
Right? Poor Corvette.
Hey, Sarah, uh, your first experience with the Profane Guard happened this last session. Um, the question is it all that it's cracked up to be in Galena's mind? And does Galena feel like she has a personal stake in this matter, or is this still like something removed from her?
She still doesn't feel like one of the chosen. No. She's starting to believe that maybe they're not crazy, but I think she thinks now that they're being used by somebody and that somebody's trying to rope her into this. Now that she knows that the Boyar knows that her mom could possibly be researching something she's been told not to do, she's concerned about that. So now she has some concerns, but those concerns are actually kind of making her think, uh-oh, maybe I should go back home instead of sticking with the group.
So any personal attachment to getting rid of the Profane Guard is...
She saw a gnomish actor on stage apparently go crazy and blow everything up. So she's still not entirely sure what that was all about. Whether that wasn't just a one-time thing.
Yeah, true. It was definitely a different Profane Guard incident compared to what the party has gone through previously.
Yes, and they've told her that there's these rituals that they need to stop, and she thought, well, that can't be that hard. And she's finding out that things are maybe not as simple as she thought they were.
Yeah. And I guess the setup in the auditorium, is just too far away for your fireball, huh?
No, she could have done it. Fireball has a very long range, but it also
is
covers...
very long, but I thought you were...
Well, it's like
I thought it was 400 feet away.
Oh.
Yeah,
Are
we
we
were
that
like,
far away?
Stage
like
being...
300 feet,
how could we
400
see
feet.
the stage? Yeah, but
We
Fireball
had
also has...
the magic binoculars.
I forgot about those. It also has a wide area of effect, so I need to keep in mind not to toast the innocent people.
Yeah. I am well aware of how Fireball works, but...
Well, being new to D&D, I'm trying very hard not to fry my companions. I try to check when we're in combat to make sure I'm not going to fry anybody I'm not supposed to.
Very considerate.
But yeah, I think you actually, somebody else mentioned wanting to get closer to the stage to try to cast a spell or something. And
that was...
Patrick was
I
like...
had the Eldritch Blast, 120 feet, and couldn't reach it. But I was like, could I go in by myself and fight the guy? Could two of us fight the guy? But we got pulled away.
And I mean, even when you were trying to run away, it was obviously not super safe to be sticking around.
No.
Running away was hard. I kept rolling 3s and 5s and things.
Our best athletics checks.
Well, yeah, speaking of, this is a question for both of you. So during that attack on the theater, the party was then transported away. Do you think that that event was orchestrated for that purpose? Like to get you sent to that location where you were sent? Or was that the Dark Priestess trying to help you? Or was it just a coincidence?
Well, Galena's been told it was the Dark Priestess having a panic attack and her spell went wrong. She's not sure she entirely trusts Captain Leodov, though. So,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
as a player, that's what I think it's the Dark Priestess. But Corbett's like, not again. And so he's like, he doesn't know. He's like, whoever. I know. Last time it was the Dark Priestess. This time it could have been someone else. Yeah, just is like, why does this keep happening? Can't even enjoy a little play. Come on.
I guess, yeah, the only other time it's happened to you, it was the Dark Priestess, yeah. Has it happened other times?
I don't think so. Not since the very beginning of the campaign. I think that's the only time I can remember. Just being teleported instantly somewhere else, or having us fall somewhere else, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Do you think that, I guess, is Corvette thinking at all then about, like you said, not again? Is he thinking that it is specifically the Dark Priestess again?
He probably hadn't had time to put that together in his head, so not right away. Maybe over time, maybe the next day he'd think about it more and put it together.
Yeah.
But that whole day was just, that whole night was just chaotic, and so he didn't even think. He's just like, not again, type of a thing, and was kind of mad at whoever did it because he took him away from his siblings. So
yeah.
during a terrorist attack that he wants to protect his siblings, he's like, I can't do that when I'm not with them. So that's how he felt.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a stressful thing.
Patrick, how high was that balcony? Because you said we could have jumped off it. Fiona would have helped, so.
While we wait for his answer there, let's let's go back to Sarah with a couple things we tangentially noted. So it seems like Galena was concerned about how interested Corvette's father was in her parents' research. Is the research confidential? Is it widely talked about? Like, what exactly is, like, you don't have to tell us what the research itself is, but like, yeah, how is that related to the powers that be, I suppose?
well, I think it was told in game what the research is related to. I think, if I'm
Well, what it's related to, yes, that did come
But-
out in game, but
But the thing is, I put in my backstory that her mother is busy, but I also put in there that she's never told Galena what she's busy working on. She doesn't believe that Galena is experienced enough or capable enough to help her, and that Galena just needs to stay safe in the tower. So that all of what her mom has been up to and all of that, that was all left vague for Patrick to play with. So when I went into that meeting, I'm thinking, okay, so how is she going to do this without giving away the fact that she actually knows nothing? So she can figure out how much the Boyarana knows without giving away the fact that she knows nothing. So she and I were both shocked to find out that, what was going on, and that her mom is involved in something that could get her in trouble, and that there could be people in power who want to get a hold of her so that they can get that research, so that they can get more power.
right.
And Galena's
right.
also kind of shocked that he knew who she was. She wasn't exceptional in school. She's been, away from anybody and everything for 200 years. Why does he know who she is and who her parents are? That kind of threw her a little bit for a loop.
I mean, I guess if he knew what the research was about, he might care.
Right, but like, does he just send his minions off to do a background check on everybody that Corbett brings home? Like, she wasn't expecting
Yes.
that.
Yes. That's why he didn't want to bring home any friends growing up, right? He was like, Dad, stop. You're scaring my friends. And you're not going to use them.
Sure, yeah, he's not going to use them.
Yeah.
And I guess, yeah, so we putting aside the implications for, ramifications from people who think that your mom is doing something bad or it being used, like, what does Galena think about the research itself?
She wonders, well, since it was something her mom and dad were working on, she wonders what got them started on that path. She can see why her mother would continue down that path, because maybe she wants to, her father's dead. So she could see why her mom would keep going down researching that, but she wonders what started them both wanting to research that in the first place.
Does she have any thoughts yet about the I don't know, moral implications of the research or benefits to society, detriments?
She thinks it would be interesting. She's kind of one of those, oh, so we didn't fall down in the hole, we got teleported. I wonder how that teleporting thing works. That would be interesting to study. Or like Captain Leodov showed up in her bedroom and he left through a portal. And at the moment, instead of being like, a man was in my bedroom and he put Pyotr instantly to sleep, he could have killed me or whatever. No, she's like, that portal, that looked interesting. I'd like to research one of those. So when it comes to research, she's like, I wonder how you could bring someone back from the dead without going through the church or necro. Like, she gets caught up in the research aspect of it and the knowledge and all of that. And she tends to think of the moral implications or the rest of it is more of a, yeah, that's the thing. But wouldn't it be interesting?
So, yeah. The social sciences are not the sciences that she cares about. Sciences and magic is a sort of science, right?
She would make a poor diplomat.
That's why she keeps Pyotr around. Compliments the things she doesn't like doing.
She's discovered that gold is useful. You can buy more knowledge and spells, and he apparently has some, so...
Oh, that is so funny.
Actually, I knew that he had the party's gold, and I was like, no, I'm not ever going to touch that, because I wasn't like a character when they got that. So me, Sarah, as a person, was thinking I'm not going to... And then I get in the game, and I get playing Galena, and then I find out there's spells she can buy, and I'm like, dude, I want all the spells. You got some money? I want some money.
That's funny. And then, like, what was it? The Corbett's little sister was like, oh, let's buy you clothes. Like, it's fine. You don't have to pay anything. And it's like, what?
It's been good staying with the party. She gets free lodging and food. So...
Yeah, that's true.
Well, all right. Let's move to Braden. This question is, it seems like, this isn't the question, I don't know if I agree with it, but it seems like you're pretty set on the path of giving up your Azamar powers. Does the fact that Bronislav came down and helped you change that fact at all?
It complicates it so much. I don't know. It's like, this is just me, Braden, talking, because honestly, I still don't know. That's the answer. Still don't know exactly what's going to happen. but plot-wise, there's like a lot of the conversations and kind of resignation that Corvette has with it. Just kind of that's what felt right to go with right now. But like the fact that Bronislav is like, my other saints don't want me to do this, but hey, you'd be really mad if you didn't protect your sister about this. So here you go. Here's act of good faith. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's buying Corbett's faith off. But it's like, but this is something. It's also like this is something that Corbett, with like the knowledge now, and like to protect his sister, prevent what happened to him happen to her. It's like a huge piece of like forewarning from Bronislav. That's like, oh dang, he actually does care. So I have no clue. It put a big complication into everything yet again. Thanks, Patrick. And yeah, that's just totally how Corbett is like, thank you, awesome. And if it's like, if it comes down to turn out it's true, he's gonna be like, I have to rethink my life.
At the same time, though, like, he does care. Like, how hard is it to just tell somebody something? Like, why didn't he, like, I don't know, stop the people that were gonna do that to your sister? No, you gotta take care of that yourself.
Right. So, who knows what's gonna happen? It's definitely a fun problem to have, I guess, in this story, because I have no idea what's like. I thought it would be definitely more of like, okay, the losing the ASMR powers right now is the most just the pathway it felt right, but now I'm like, I have no clue. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yes, what there's a related question. It's just, what would it take for you to abandon Paladin? Like, what do you from what we're saying, we know that that is a possibility you're considering, but what could happen that would make you automatically say, all right, that's it, I'm throwing Eladin away?
Great question. I haven't thought of that at all. If Eladin was the mastermind behind the massacre that Corvette caused, if he was the person that was like, Corvette, you are now mind controlled, kill all of those you care about, then that would be instantly, all right, into the depths of the sea you go. But besides, like, something more realistic, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I figure, like, I'll know it when it comes. I'm like, oh, Eladin, you're actually really not good to have by Corbett's side. Okay, bye.
But I guess on the other hand, like, is there something overly positive that Bronislav could do that would make you say, yeah, go away, Eladin?
In an instant, no, I don't think so. Unless he wanted to come down and solve all their problems, then maybe. But but like I said, the warning about his sister, like that actually is a huge step forward, kind of like a huge peace offering, in a sense. To like, it was a huge thing to Corvette to be like, let me actually think about this some more. So, just kind of continuing to do more things in that regard of like, hey, no, I'm actually going to take an active part of helping or prevent these wicked bad things from happening.
Yeah.
Great
all
questions.
Right. Yeah. I agree. Let's go to a question for both of you. It seems that the Dark Priestess wants to work with the party, or rather have the party work for her. Do you foresee your character being comfortable with this scenario or rebellious against it?
I don't know. Corvus just like super interested in meeting their employer if they're not the chosen. He still doesn't know that they're not the chosen of Sohana, really. So when that happens, he's gonna be like, "Oh, okay." I don't know. I think that's gonna be just something that I'm gonna find out in the story.
Yeah,
Fair.
I think Galena needs to meet this person before she can make her own personal judgment on what this person's about.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, so your characters have not formed opinions. What about you?
Heck yes, I want to be a part of some third party. Like, we don't know if they're good or evil, but like, whatever. I think that's cool. So I think that working for the Dark Priestess, good idea. I think it's great.
Yeah. Me too. I'm all for it. Dark Priestess all the way. Okay. Let's go back to Braden. So Jelania is not known for being kind or apologetic. What was it like for Corvette to see her so instantly apologize and be regretful?
Interesting. Corvette's view of her. So like, the reason why he was so bitter, well, there's many reasons. I think a few, but like one of the biggest was like the fact that he felt betrayed from her because like he actually thinks she is one of the like super kind. Like she's very like just straightforward, and she'll tell you if she doesn't like something. But they've had moments, and like he thinks she is super kind and can be, and especially with people she cares about. So sorry, what was the rest of the question? I got caught on that part. I'm like, Corbett totally thinks she's like really kind and like not like arrogant. He doesn't think she's arrogant. So the fact that like she apologized right away is he was like, oh, she really didn't realize what she was doing, how that affected me. So
yeah,
that's what.
And so that was
Yeah.
the main part of the question is when Corvette saw that immediate apology.
Yeah,
like, what
with
was...
that, just because like she wears her emotions on her sleeve, and just seeing that, he was like, okay, she really was not intentionally trying to do that, I guess. And like that, like people's intentions, I think that's like a big theme of Corbett's like past, or just his life in a way. Like what's your intentions, and like again, why he hates being it's hard for him to trust now because there's so many times he's felt he's been betrayed or been taken advantage of or used. And so but seeing, because the way she responded, he's like, okay, I know Jelania is very just open with her feelings. She doesn't care what people think. Like she's gonna tell him whether she likes them or not. Like there's no doubt, you have no question. And so with that, he was like, okay, at least we're talking this out. And for him, it was also like hey, this is like the first person again who's been willing to talk as a friend and chat one-on-one in forever for him. So he's like, maybe I need this a bit. So that's why he was like really willing to talk again soon after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if they can get past that, it'd be nice to have.
Corbett actually thinks she's super nice and cool and a great person. So like, I love how that question's worded. I'm like, well, Corbett disagrees with the question itself, but okay.
I mean, I disagree with a lot of the questions, don't I? Cool. Yeah, I'm also interested. Like, there are definitely hints that Jelania could be, interested in Corvette too. Like, if they get past that and
More
I don't know.
complications in both of their lives.
Yes.
I'll fight my brother to see who will
Right,
court
your
her.
brother. Oh gosh.
I didn't see that one coming. It's like, huh? That was pretty great. That was pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, switching over to Sarah, and yeah, this question is one that I do agree with. Galena has the most amazing composure. It seems like nothing ever really throws her. Not a strange, possibly evil sea captain breaking into her room, magically subduing her one present ally. Is her cool head caused by being unaware and naive, or because, as a centuries old elf, having had so many experiences, not much shocks her anymore?
See, that's the thing. Being stuck in her tower, she doesn't have a lot of combat experience. That's why she was asking Pyotr when the whole thing was going on with the gnome, like, so what should I do here? If I throw this, would it work? That's her not knowing what to do in a battle situation, and that's me not knowing what to do in a D&D battle situation. We work well together that way. And so she's a little bit naive because she's been stuck in a tower. She also, like I mentioned, she's thinking, look how quickly he put Pyotr to sleep. I know the sleep spell. Could I do it that quickly? And oh, look at that portal. That's a cool portal. Like, so in her brain, if she stopped to think about the fact that she could have died just now, he could have just like stabbed her and she'd be dead, she would have been upset. But her brain got distracted by the shiny spells that she just witnessed. And
So it's not even necessarily naive. It's just it's an absent-minded professor kind of vibe.
yeah, that's it. She wants to go meet the Dark Priestess, even though it could be dangerous and it could be a trap, and she's thinking of that, but she's like, how did she do that spell that then got messed up, but it transported us all the way to the tunnels? That's interesting.
Nice.
My question
right.
with that, sorry, why was Antivin part of that spell? If he's not invited to meet her, why did she transfer him to the tunnels also? Anyway.
I don't know. Maybe he messes something up, and that's why he's not allowed to come with us. Having us near us is messing something up.
He was the one that caused the spell to fail. I don't think that's likely. I feel like it's the profane card interference that was going on at the time. But let's we got a few more minutes left. So let's get through a few more of these. So there's a question for Braden. Corvette's had his life and his position and all that, but now that he's had this experience out in the real world, has it affected the way he views his position?
So Corvette's growing up, he came to realize and find out that his dad's just like a very greedy, noble person. Like, not very kind-hearted, kind of just does what he wants and gets what he wants. And does not put his people first. So like the Southern Isles, like they're not like poor or any like it's not like a tyrant all the way you would say, but like his dad does not like go out of his way to help his people, um, those that live there and stuff. And Corbett's always just felt for the people, especially growing up at the monastery and kind of being out of his father's influence for a lot of his youth. Got him to connect a little bit more with kind of just the common folk or just the people there, and so he's always wanted to watch out for them. But with his journeys now, he's realized more and more it's like, hey, like being in this position of power, it's your like not just like responsibility, but it's like it's your mandate essentially to be respectful and to take care and put others first because you have so much more than everyone else. Like if you're misusing it, mistreating it, you shouldn't be where you are now. Like you don't deserve it.
Right.
And so that was one reason why when he was talking to Tatiana and they're having their conversation, and he just asked, like, I had the insight check of making sure she wanted to put the people first. He is like, I am fine with you being the Boyar, as long as you're putting our people first, as long as you're taking care of them better than our father did. And so that's a lot of that he's had that growing up, but like being out in the real world, and just being on this journey now, he's seen like the good, the bad, the ugly, more of it, and he's like, no, like you've got to protect the people's lives and their livelihoods. Like that's what we're here for. So he does feel that more strongly now than he did before.
Yeah. That makes sense. Like, definitely being among the people. It's hard to fully empathize with people that you don't have a lot of experience with, you know.
Right.
But yeah. All right, let's switch over back to Sarah. Sarah, is Galena upset at the party for how much, meaning how little, they've explained about the current situation?
No, because she doesn't fully believe that they understand their situation. So when they do explain things, she's not sure they're getting it right.
Gotcha. I think that is a wonderful and complete answer.
So is it like, I know you guys think you're in trouble, and you probably are in trouble. It's just a different kind of trouble that you guys think you're in.
Well, it's kind of like, so she's a wizard. She can do magic. So obviously she believes in magic because there's magic all around her in this world. But it's kind of back to that whole, the Church of Silhana thing. She has no direct experience with saints or Silhana, or like that gnome was the first supposedly profane guard. So she has no experience with any of that. So while she believes that Silhana exists and the saints exist, it'd be the same as if your friend came over and say, hey, God talked to me yesterday and he said that you need to go save the world. She's like, really? The saints really appeared to you, really? Are you sure? So she believes in magic, but she's not sure she believes the saints are talking to these people and that they have chosen them to save the world. She has experience now that there's a curse on Piotr, which she now believes. But like the Fae can twist your mind and get you to believe all sorts of things. So maybe a Fae Lord is just messing with them.
Eladin, that's who it is. He's the Fae Lord messing with us all.
Yeah, but if he was the Fae Lord messing with you all, then why would he create a fake Bronislav to tell you to not be with him?
Great question. No idea, my dude.
So Braden, Braden asks,
My
Corbett
question.
has so many things. Corbett has so many things he needs to do in the next session. Talk to Z, meet the DP, protect his sister T. What does Corbett want to do? And what do you, as a player, want to do?
All right. I asked this question because I wanted just to tell everyone. Because I don't think Corbett is going to do what I want to do. So Corbett's going to protect his sister. That's like first and foremost. That's what he's going to do. I want to go meet the Dark Priestess so badly. Like when that invitation happened, I was like, heck yes, Braden's there. And then Patrick, right after, had the Bronislav revelation. It was like, well, Corbett's not there. So I just wanted to let you all know I want to see the Dark Priestess. So I wrote my own question for that.
Well, I don't. I think I was talking with Lydia after, just about the idea that they might not be mutually exclusive. You know,
Yes,
depending on what happens during the day, maybe you can. I think that would be nice.
It would be nice. We'll see if Corbett can swing something. But in the likelihood, it feels like a choose one or the other as of right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, Lydia.
All right,
It's
so
like Corbett's not asking Antonin to watch his sister to not murder people. That's not happening. That's an answer to the chat.
Very good. So, Sarah, just the last couple questions here, very related. First, Galina finally got a bit of time away from Piotr. Well, it wasn't true alone time. Was it nice for Galina not to have him around for a bit?
I think she more just enjoyed getting to have some time with Jelania, just like to get to interact with a different person. So, yeah, I have been thinking about that though. Now that she's had Piotr stuck like glue to her, how would a person who's been stuck in a tower for 200 years, which is her mother and her squirrel, how would she feel? I think she's starting to feel a little smothered. You may see her coming up with schemes in the future for where she's like, okay, Piotr, this isn't working for me. I'm gonna go out in the garden and you can be 200 feet away from me where you can still see me, but you're like way over there. Go away.
Yeah. So the related and perhaps more weighted question is, would Galina put herself in harm's way if someone actually came for Piotr in the middle of the night?
I honestly don't know if she would yet or not. If it comes up, it'll be interesting to see what decision she makes in the moment, because I have no clue at this point.
That's a great
All right.
question.
Yeah. I feel like there's potentially too much going on in the immediate coming sessions, but it needs to happen soon. Like, hope Piotr survives. It needs to happen soon. Well, thank you both for your great answers and conversation. Thank you, audience and chat, for being here with us tonight. Remember, again, this Friday, we are having our next episode of Heroic Tales, so please be there. We're excited for it, and hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Good night.
Night.